All right, welcome back to today's explainer. If you're anything like me, you've probably spent way too many hours dragging, dropping, and just obsessively aligning little elements on a digital canvas when you probably had a dozen other things you were supposed to be doing. Well, today is absolutely for you. We're diving into something super exciting: how to take those everyday design skills and literally turn them into real, tangible revenue.
So let's just hit the ground running with the ultimate question, right? How do you actually turn your Canva creations into cold, hard cash? Look, so many of us have access to these incredible design tools and honestly, a pretty good eye for aesthetics. But the missing puzzle piece, the business roadmap. We've got the tools, we've got the ideas. We just don't have the exact steps to monetize the whole shebang.
And that's exactly where our source material for today steps in. We're using Andrew Boulis's comprehensive breakdown as our trusted guide. He's completely demystified the entire process by mapping out 5 distinct product categories, and he's packed them with 30 actionable ideas that you can literally get started on this week.
Okay, here's our roadmap for the explainer. First, we'll look at the Canva Cash opportunity. Second, templates and printables. Third, deep dive info products. And finally, turning designs into dollars. Let's get into it.
Section 1. The Canva Cash Opportunity, Setting the Stage for Digital Products.
So, to set the stage here, you already know how to drag and drop. The learning curve, it's behind you. Now it's time to shift that mindset from just designing for fun to strategically building a digital product business. To keep things from getting overwhelming, we're chunking these 30 distinct ideas into relatable themes. Think of it as 5 categories, 30 ideas, and one highly focused roadmap to revenue. This way, you can easily just pick the path that perfectly fits your unique skills.
Moving right along to Section 2, templates and printables, everyday organizers and design tools. All right, so this is our first major bucket of products, and it's all about high-utility items that solve immediate, everyday problems for people. The really interesting thing about templates is that they aren't just about pretty designs, right? When you create a Canva template to sell, you are basically handing someone a structural foundation. It absolutely has to offer flexibility, so buyers can just pop in their own brand colors, their messaging, their images. You're not just selling a file. You are selling them a massive shortcut to looking professional. Just imagine empowering a chaotic small business owner with a custom Instagram content calendar. You're helping them keep their posts and reels totally consistent. Or think about saving a busy realtor hours of frustrating formatting with a super slick, pre-designed listing presentation. You could be offering branding kits, webinar slides, or even podcast cover art and audiograms. These types of templates are literally flying off the digital shelves right now because, honestly, they are huge time savers. Next up in this bucket, we have printables, or print-offs. Now, these are super cool because they bridge that gap between digital design and real-world physical utility. A quick pro tip for creators here: always consider printer-friendly layouts. You gotta prioritize clean designs and really think about whether your end customer is firing up a high-end color printer or just turning it out on a standard black and white machine in their home office. The absolute best part about this: a simple ultimate weekly planner or a fun space adventure math sheet for kids can become a reoccurring passive income stream. If you design these beautifully, maybe with some soft, calming color schemes or really vibrant illustrations, people will buy them again and again. Whether it's a family chore chart with little spaces for reward stickers, a budgeting tracker to crush those financial goals, or a 30-day fitness challenge, you are providing a quick, tangible solution that people absolutely crave. All right, Section 3, Deep Dive Info Products, Transforming Knowledge into Value. So we're shifting gears a bit here. This category definitely takes a little more upfront elbow grease than a simple daily planner, but the payoff? It allows you to package and sell your specialized knowledge at a premium. And this perfectly illustrates the magic of deep dive products. By pairing interactive, visually appealing workbooks with step-by-step how-to guides, you aren't just selling information, you're personally guiding your audience through a real transformation. And the scope of what you can teach here is just incredibly vast. I mean, whether you're putting together a plant-based cooking rulebook for beginners, a personal branding blueprint workbook, an Instagram mastery strategy guide, or even a manual for self-publishing success, these things are highly marketable. Why? Because they help people achieve very specific goals. A well-crafted workbook is literally the bridge to someone's personal or professional breakthrough.
Next up, under the info product umbrella, we have slideshows and recorded lessons. Slideshows are amazing because they let you combine text, images, and visual hierarchy to create a really guided, immersive experience. Once you've mastered the platform, packaging your knowledge into a slideshow is a fantastic way to teach a specific subject in a very digestible, engaging format. Think about it. From a visually calming mindfulness and guided meditation presentation to a digital recipe book filled with tantalizing photos, the visual medium is just so engaging. You could dive into DIY home decor step-by-step projects, 30-day personal growth challenges, or even historical trivia highlights. Just a quick heads up from our source material, though. Always make absolutely sure you have the proper licenses for any images or music you decide to incorporate into these commercial products.
Okay, Section 4, Turning Designs into Dollars, the monetization platforms.
This is the climax of our explainer today. We've gone through 30 fantastic product ideas, but how do we actually turn them into revenue? Well, the strategy is simple, but it is absolutely vital. Step 1, select your ideal digital product category. Step 2, match that product to the optimal sales platform. And Step 3, offer customization or upsells to maximize the value. It all comes down to aligning the asset you just created with the exact marketplace where hungry buyers are already searching for it.
Now, this is where your entire business strategy comes to life. Honestly, you might want to screen grab this table right now because it maps your exact creations directly to their designated revenue engines. Making templates, Etsy or Gumroad are perfect, especially if you want to build bundles or membership model. Doing printables, Etsy or Shopify are great spots where you can offer custom personalization for a fee. Slideshows and lessons thrive on Udemy or Skillshare, especially if you utilize YouTube for traffic. Workbooks do incredibly well on Amazon KDP or your own website. And for marketable print-offs, connecting a print-on-demand service like Printful directly to your online store handles the whole physical product side effortlessly.
As our source material so perfectly sums up, so you've got the tools, you've got the ideas, but now comes the big question. How do you actually turn those Canva creations into cold, hard cash? The world is your oyster. It's so true. Once you combine your accessible design tools with these highly strategic platforms, the creative and financial possibilities are literally limitless. So I want to wrap up today by giving you a bit of a challenge. Which of these 30 Canva products are you going to build, launch, and monetize this weekend? It is time to stop just consuming content and start building your digital empire. Pick one single idea, open up a blank canvas, and take that first step. Because honestly, if you don't monetize your creativity, who else is going to profit off the audience you could have built? Thanks so much for hanging out with us on this explainer, and we'll see you next time.